Hello everyone and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Thursday, October 12th, 2017. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everyone, you can help support our show by going to patreon.com/patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we do a live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time on Facebook as well as YouTube, although I'm still having trouble getting it to actually start the way I want. I don't know if it's actually possible with how, because like I click on it to start both of them, and like it only seems to initiate one of them, and I can't get it to initiate the other until after the first one has already started, which normally means either that there's going to be a decent like black section at the beginning of the Facebook stream, or we're going to lose the beginning section of the YouTube stream. I can't quite get them both to start at a relatively same time, so
yeah. Does our YouTube show still have the same background?
No, well, the Facebook one also did for a moment because I forgot to click it over because old habits die hard.
Oh, my YouTube isn't actually loading, so that's probably that.
That is probably it.
Actually reload that.
I was like, if you reload it, it might work. Yeah, well, I don't know. It says YouTube Live is running strong.
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
I'm caught up.
Anywho, Nathan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Today was a very fun day.
Yeah?
So it started off with a woman breaking down crying in front of me because of something I told her.
Oh, okay.
What happened was that she didn't get her final child support order, so I went and got it, and she's already, kind of freaking out, and I hand it to her, and she asks about custody. So I flip the page to legal custody, and I'm like, all right, you both have legal custody. You need to both make decisions for the child. And she's like, no, but what about physical custody? So I flip to it, and I read it out loud, and I go, he's been awarded 100% sole custody for the school year, and there's some stipulations to you seeing them. And I show it to her, and she starts bawling, freaking out, crying in front of me. So my day starts off like that.
Okay.
It ends with a man coming in, freaking out on the research clerk, saying, "Hey, I want my money back because you guys have done nothing with my case, even though we've done what we can with the case. He hasn't served anyone, so we can't continue." Then he freaks out to the point where we call JS, and then he runs from them. And then on my way to my bus after work, I see him running down the fucking road right in front of me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look to where he's coming from, and 3 other police officers are chasing after him. You're
like, still running, guy? Okay, well.
I was like, wow, I'm actually surprised you haven't been caught yet. That's impressive.
Good cardio, man. Good job.
Yeah, knees to chest, yo. And then I went inside the bus stop and found another crazy regular that's already been kicked out from the courthouse.
Oh.
You can be kicked out from a courthouse.
Yeah. Just because it's a public space doesn't mean that you get to do whatever you want there.
Exactly.
In fact, there is not anywhere, I think, that you can technically do anything you want without some level of repercussion.
Yep. Every place that you just can't do what you want to do.
Yeah, stupid rules.
There's no real technical freedom.
No, freedom is what you make of it, really.
Yeah.
Either way.
Which is why I get upset when people are like, "Oh, we have the freedom of literally everything." No, you don't.
No, you don't. You have more freedom than most people, but you do not have absolute freedom. Mm-hmm. Of course, absolute freedom would be absolute anarchy anyway.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Anarchy doesn't sound so bad half the time when it's presented to you. However, a lot of anarchy is complete hot garbage.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time what happens is like, we need to have anarchy so that we can all live on our own the way we like it. The problem is humans aren't like that. They tend to band together, so you end up getting a new government anyways.
Well, and also in regards to that, a lot of us don't want to do the things that you would need to do to actually live on your own.
Yeah.
I don't want to farm. I don't want to do any of that shit.
Some people do, not me. I'm not a huge farmer.
Nope, I like doing shit like this, where I just, enjoy my technology and, yeah.
10.
Equifax website hacked again. This time to redirect to a fake Flash update.
This is submitted by Adam Cannon to Our Technology.
like,
that's hilarious. How do you get hacked twice?
The level of ineptitude, it baffles me how much these people suck. In any case, an independent security analyst just happened to go onto the Equifax website, and because he heard a report, and he's like, "There's no way this can be real." And he believed even if he did go, that he wouldn't get hit, because there are a lot of times that even major websites do get hacked, but they're very small underlying hacks that only target a very small percentage of the users that ever visit the website, which makes them harder to find. Not as many flags. And normally, if you do go and you get hit by it, if you reload the page, it'll go away so that it doesn't seem like it was actually the website, right?
Right.
Well, he went there, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I got lucky in that it gave me this phishing scam." Essentially, what they want you to do is they want you to install an update to Flash when it's not actually an update; it's just a bunch of malware that goes into your computer. And he's like, "Okay, well," so he screenshot that. He's like, "All right, I want to see it." And so he reloaded the page, and he reloaded the page 3 times, and every time it popped back up. It was 100% offered to everyone that visited the site.
Well, how do you fuck up this much?
Like, Equifax,
No, at this point, because Equifax is getting off fairly well, someone had to have targeted them. This is malicious, but not just malicious software.
How are you this shitty at everything? Like, you are now becoming a use case of what not to do.
I kind of enjoy watching places crash and burn. I have a very, very big case of Schadenfreude. I fucking love it, right?
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I really shouldn't, because, there's a lot of people who got fucked over.
Although it was really funny, I saw a comic on Reddit today when and what it was like I guess it doesn't really matter. And it was a 4-panel comic, and the first panel was, "Oh man, this junk mail has a lot of personal information on it. I better rip it up a lot, put half into recycling, half into garbage. Just a little bit of work now to make myself more secure tomorrow." And then he sits down at his computer, Equifax data breach, and he's like, "Oh, well." Literally doesn't fucking matter. Not to mention, if you have
that's a really good comic though. That's fucking painful.
But also, if you have any social media at all, realistically, if you have given your information somewhere, it's gone. It's out there. If you've so much as typed your address into even sending it in Facebook Messenger, it's gone. Don't think that anything is safe anymore. It doesn't matter. The only thing you can do now is get a little bit of protection to help prevent bad things from happening to you if someone gets your information, and just hope you don't get targeted.
And it's really all you can do. You're hoping that you stand out less than everybody else. And you know what? You know what the biggest deterrent for people not stealing your identity is?
Not being worth anything?
That's my strategy.
Well, that said, they'll still take your identity if they feel like it, and use your name, your worthless name, to open bank accounts to get a little bit of money out of what worth you do have, and then, fucking you over and running away.
Good luck. That being said, that's not a challenge.
9.
United States to withdraw from UNESCO due to its anti-Israeli stances.
This was submitted by Fobar to our World News. It's not Fubar, that's Fobar.
That is Fobar. Fobar. The UNESCO, SCO, which what that stands for is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Now you're like, oh, that sounds like something good. Well, it kind of is. They normally have good intent, but they also do a lot of questionable shit. What makes it even funnier is the United States is one of the people that actually started this organization, and this will be the second time that we've backed out of it. So also, real quick, before you go slamming on Trump of he's going to pull us out of everything that makes us part of the world, this is not the first time that we have exited the UNESCO. The first time was actually back under the Reagan administration, for the exact same reasons, by the way, of that the UNESCO is really aggressive against some people, and needlessly so. Under the Reagan administration, they were just like really just like slamming the hammer down on Russia, and not for the reasons that we are slamming on Russia today. They're like, you're not doing things that we agree with, so we're going to just ostracize you. And in this case, what they've been doing now, what caused us to leave recently, is that the UNESCO has declared that large parts of Jerusalem...
You can just call it UNESCO.
UNESCO? Okay.
Yeah.
A large part... They're saying that a large part of Jerusalem has no right to be under Israeli control. And Israel
whose control are they saying it should be under?
Well, I mean, Jerusalem kind of bounces back and forth between Israel and Palestine, and that's a large amount of the contention, also because they're fighting over what little worthwhile land is in the area because of water in a desert. But the thing is that they're saying that, you know, they don't have a right to holy sites in East Jerusalem and the West Bank. And Israel went, wait, what? Do you know what's there? Do you know why those are our holy sites? Like, literally, our religious godfathers, essentially, are buried there.
They're all fucking there. Everything is there, really.
Yeah, and UNESCO is saying, no, you don't have a right to those areas because they're closer to Palestine. And Israel's like, that doesn't matter. No, those are our holy sites.
But yet, I'm gonna agree with them. If that's where they've been for a long ass time, those are their holy sites.
Well, and it's like Abraham.
To be fair, though, I'm kind of an ignorant white dude. I don't actually know much about that area.
Well, like you know who these names are when we talk about Jewish heritage: Abraham, yeah. Isaac, Jacob. Those are all people that are buried in these sites in Jerusalem.
Okay. I understand, yeah.
And they're saying that in particular, this is talking about the Cave of the Patriarchs, and they're saying, no, that's a Palestinian site, and Israel's like, no, it's fucking not. you can fuck right off.
It is. Yeah, I'm going to agree with Israel on this one. Give them their holy sites back.
And so, and that's where UNESCO was pushing on that. They made this decree, essentially, that, like, no, those are Palestinian, and even though, you know, we're not going to say the United States is real big on Israel or anything like that, the United States is like, no, fuck you, we're leaving. We're not going to be part of that. We don't want to stand for that because it's not about what, you know, their leader is doing. You're just wrong.
Yeah, no, that's 100%.
So we're leaving the organization again. Now, there's a few people that are advocating for us not to because, I mean, we're the United States. We kind of like to be involved with everything. We like to help make all the decisions around the world. But at the same time, like, it looks like it'll save us somewhere around $500 million to not be part of UNESCO because of how much funding we have with it. And the other thing is, like, we already have pulled funding from UNESCO over this same issue, over UNESCO seeming to have this anti-Israeli mindset. The Obama administration passed litigation forward that removed $80 million of funding of what we gave to UNESCO, and now we're just going to leave entirely.
So this is a very positive thing.
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be part of UNESCO because it is a organization under the United Nations. But at the same time, like, do you want to be associated with someone that, regardless of your input, makes these sort of decisions?
Yeah, that's fair. I would not want to be part of a group that does not let me make decisions.
Also, I kind of feel like this United States is trying to flex on the organization, being like, you can go with us or we'll just leave. And when we leave, we take a lot of shit with us.
I can absolutely understand if it's a feint. 100%, because honestly, we can feint quite often in a lot of things, and we do. But the problem is, no one takes you seriously if you're not respectable.
Right.
Like, when it comes to feinting in politics, you have to be respectable.
Well, even if there's a lot of people that don't respect the president, there's still people that respect the power and sway of the country.
The office and everything.
Yeah, what America is, the amount of people, the amount of power, the businesses under us, the amount of sway we have, even under a leader that a lot of people think is a joke, is something that still has to be considered.
He's a bad joke. He should not quit his day. No, wait. His day job is now president. He should quit his day job.
I guess it depends.
Same with him. He should quit his day job too.
Woman almost dies after unborn baby kicks a hole in her womb.
This is submitted by Reem D to R Not the Onion. It's a motherfucking xenomorph, dude.
Not quite.
It's a xenomorph.
He didn't like kick a hole. He didn't kick a hole out of her stomach.
Oh,
like, it wasn't like there was a foot like going. No, that's not quite what happened.
God damn! I hope this kid learns Taekwondo eventually.
So what happened is that the woman, before she was pregnant, had suffered from fibroids, and so they had to go in and surgically remove these fibroids from her womb. And what that does is that resulted in scar tissue being developed on the womb, which left a weak spot. She was 35 weeks pregnant. The baby kicked in just the right spot that caused a tear in the womb, which caused her a lot of physical pain, and so she
That's terrible.
Oh, God.
It's a pun.
I'm sorry, was that too womb?
It's a pun.
I hate you sometimes. I hate you a lot.
So do I.
We went to the doctor. They did a quick ultrasound. They found out that the baby's leg had went through the wall of the womb and had actually gotten caught. They immediately did a C-section. Both the baby and the woman are doing quite well at this point.
How old is the baby? Like
35 weeks. It's how long she had been pregnant.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, this means that the baby's a little bit premature, but the little girl is doing okay. The mom's doing okay. If she wouldn't have went to the doctor when she did, it is almost guaranteed they both would have died.
Shit, there's nothing wrong with being premature. I'm immature. It's like even worse.
Although not related whatsoever.
Whatever.
Nathan's like, whatever, I'm over it.
7.
McCain scolds Trump for missing Russian sanctions deadline.
This is submitted by Ray3142 to Our Politics.
So
I didn't know he missed anything like that.
Well, we had talked previously about how the legislature, borderline unanimously, both sides had just said, yes, all of us agree we should bring sanctions down on Russia. And so John McCain and Ben Cardin, the two people who penned the actual bill that was to go forward to put forth these sanctions on Russia, they had submitted it. All it needed was signed by the president by October 1st. And the sanctions would have been good to go, all out the door, imposed, done deal. Never got signed.
He didn't sign them. He's probably ignoring them on purpose.
Never got well, and that's the question that's being brought up is like, did the president, intentionally not sign them, or what happened? Well, according to a statement from the White House, President Trump has actually been delegating a lot of his work to his cabinet. In this case, in the cases,
Sorry, kitty.
The authority to determine who counted as military or intelligence, that went to Secretary of the State Flex Tillerson. But Flex Tillerson didn't flex his hand muscle to sign the paper to approve the sanctions.
God damn it, Flex. You had a couple fucking jobs placed on you that you shouldn't have, but fuck.
So there are no sanctions currently being implemented against Russia because no one in the White House signed the fucking paper.
All right, so I just want to point out that you shouldn't really be mad at Flex, because it's not Flex's job in the first place.
No, but, I mean, he could have signed it because Trump delegated him that authority.
It's true.
Nobody signed it.
Okay, so go ahead and get mad at Flex. He deserves it. Maybe just stern disappointment.
Very
I'm
disappointed.
partial, though, because his name is amazing.
Flex Tillerson.
That's really about it.
Well, we'll see what happens. There's not been any talk of like how to remedy this, or if there even is a way to. Really, the legislator would probably have to put the legislature, the Congress would have to put forth a whole new set of sanctions to be reapproved.
Dude, it's gonna take so much fucking time.
Yeah, sad, right?
6.
The owners of the Breaking Bad house put up a fence to stop people from throwing pizzas onto their roof.
This is submitted by Bunyip Pouch to Our Television.
People are dicks. By the way,
yeah, they are.
People have been driving to the outside of the house in Albuquerque, where it was used as the outside for filming of Breaking Bad, and they keep on throwing pizzas on the roof. And here's what makes it even worse, though. 4 years later, people are still trying to take pictures, stealing things from these people's house, literally like rocks in their driveway, like, I got this from the Breaking Bad house. Going so far to even tell the people that live there that they need to close their garage door and get their cars out of their own driveway so that they can take a picture.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck all of you. Like, leave these people the fuck alone.
You fucking dickheads. Have you watched Breaking Bad?
No.
It's not something that I've watched. I've watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and that's because it was on downstairs.
At the same time, fuck you guys. Leave these people alone.
Yeah, This is like a pure example of really shitty fandom.
You do not need a picture of this house.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand a picture of a house, right? But do you really need to be taking shit from their house or coming up to them and asking them to move their own shit?
Or
like, no.
Or throwing pizzas on someone else's roof. I know that's like a meme from the thing, but still, stop it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't throw a pizza anywhere, really.
Except for in your mouth.
That's not throwing. I carefully place that.
Or in the trash if it's gotten too old.
That's a thing?
It can be.
People let pizzas last longer than an evening?
Sometimes.
Weird.
Right, I know. But it does happen.
I'll eat a whole fucking pie every night. I used to eat an entire pizza every night.
At the same time, though, you shouldn't need to build and it's not like a chain link fence. This is going to be a big metal fence to get people the fuck away from their house.
I feel like everybody who takes a step onto your property, you should be able to call the cops, and they, through restitution payments, should be able to afford your fence.
I would hope so.
But
5.
Judge says the United States government has no right to rummage through anti-Trump protest website logs.
This was submitted by Our Life in Toronto to Our Technology.
And this is somewhat connected to another story that I realized I didn't do enough research on. Anyway, so there is a website whose name I forgot because it's so random. It is called disruptj20.org, and it is an anti-Trump website. They've coordinated a lot of protests against Trump, but the reason that the U.S. government was wanting to get information on there is because some of the comments on the users talked about property damage, about things that they did that they shouldn't have done beyond just normal protesting, like actual thinking of like riots and vandalism and stuff like that. Now, the website itself doesn't promote that, but there are users on there talking about it. And so if you can get access to the information, IP addresses and whatnot, you'd be able to track these people down and possibly connect them, and then you go from there. Sure. So Washington, D.C. was like, we want everything from your website. We want the logs, we want the users, we want the IP information, we want all of it. And that is actually done. That request was submitted through the host of the website, who is DreamHost, which, interestingly enough, is who we buy our domains through. And DreamHost said...
Shouts out to DreamHost.
Yeah, DreamHost said, fuck you, no. And they were like, no, you have to do this. We're the government. And they went, pretty sure we don't, lawyer. And the lawyer went, no, you fucking don't. We'll submit this. And a judge said, yeah, no, they don't. In fact, if you want any of that, you're going to need to get a court order for every last piece of information you want, and a court has to approve every last piece of information you want. Any information you do get cannot be used in any way, essentially. It all has to be scrubbed. It needs to be redacted. Like, the courts basically just told them, yeah, you can get 1% of the 100% you wanted, and what you do get is going to be useless. So eat ass.
Nice.
Because you shouldn't be able to get that level of surveillance on people just because you wanna.
Whoa, what the fuck? I'm sorry. One of the little things popped up under us, and it was the flower, and I thought the flower was gone.
Is the flower back?
I don't see it on mine.
I don't have it on mine either. Do I need to go like a page or something like we had to for the LGBTQ rainbow flag?
That's a thing?
Well, not anymore. It's gone now. But I mean, you had to go like a particular Facebook page, and you would get the little rainbow flag emoji. It was like 6 months ago or whatever.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
The pride emoji is what it was called.
I would have done that. That's fucked up.
I used it a lot. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
That said, I don't see any likes, dislikes, hearts, laughs, cries at all whatsoever.
That's weird. Why did it pop up across the screen?
Facebook's
confusing.
The little purple one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someone still has it because Facebook is weird.
I really like that flower.
I do too.
That was a nice flower.
The thankful flower.
4,
Anyways, I'm thankful for that judge.
Just 10 rivers, 8 in Asia alone, may be responsible for 88 to 95% of all plastic pollution in the ocean.
This was submitted by Drewy Poodle to our science.
Yeah, so it looks like the majority of this is plastic that makes it into the ocean is all coming from 10 rivers.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Only 10?
Yep.
That's fucking insane. That feels like such a low fucking number.
Well, we're looking at the Yangtze, the Shi, the Wanpu, all of which are in China, the Ganges in India, the Cross, which borders Cameroon and Nigeria, the Brontas and Solo in Indonesia, the Amazon in Brazil, the Pasig in the Philippines.
The Ganges.
Maybe. The Pasig in the Philippines, and the Irrawaddy in Myanmar. And what I see here is that...
So only one in the Americas?
Which... I mean...
Brazil? Amazon, you said?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Huh.
But what I see here is that it is the large rivers. Like, most of the ones I named...
they're the biggest... Oh, I mean, you're missing the Nile.
Like, the rest of them are huge, though.
Yeah, I mean, the Amazon's fucking giant.
So
it's understandable. But it's also, like... You gotta also look at the places surrounding these rivers. Not all of them are the most clean.
No.
Oh, Ari's in the chat. I love you, Ari.
I already loved his comment. He's great. I miss Ari. I haven't seen him in forever. In any case, though, it does mean that in terms of plastic in the ocean, we could possibly find a decent solution by installing some ways to catch the plastic before it exits the river.
You know what's funny? Water is generally the best solution.
God damn it, Nathan. Oh.
It's a pun.
You live to make me hurt.
Yep. Oh, that's great.
Now, that said, if we did remove all of the plastic that comes out of these rivers, it would only actually account for cleaning up like 45% of the ocean's pollution.
Yeah, we still dump a lot more, not from rivers into the ocean, into the oceans, plural, which is not good.
Well, and the other thing is that there's a lot of pollution that apparently comes from people that are on the ocean, so people that are out fishing, offshore platforms, etc.
Dude, you know what would be a fucking great comeback?
What's that?
Captain Planet.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
That would be a good
I love
show
Captain
to really
Planet.
start helping children see what's wrong with our world.
And then portions of the profits of the show go to charity.
Yeah, because Captain Planet, he's our hero. He's gonna bring pollution down to 0.
That'd be pretty sick. I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be pretty sick.
3,
Trump threatens to pull FEMA from Puerto Rico.
This is submitted by Image Poem to our politics.
Trump? Fuck you.
What the fuck are you doing?
So
Why?
anyway,
Why would you threaten to pull FEMA from Puerto Rico?
President Donald Trump suggested today that Puerto Rico is going to have to shoulder more responsibility for recovery efforts from hurricanes, saying that the federal emergency responders can't stay there forever. Yeah. Also, blaming them for their own financial crisis, saying that it's their fault that they have bad infrastructure and they weren't able to sustain a hurricane.
So you fix it so they can sustain a hurricane. You see a problem, you don't just leave it a fucking problem.
Trump,
especially if it's your fucking problem.
It
fix your damn shit, dude.
Does he know that Puerto Rico is part of America?
I can guarantee someone has said it to him and he fucking disregarded it.
Because he hammered over and over again, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, we will be with you today, tomorrow, and every single day until we get everything fixed and rebuilt. And he's just continuously flipping Puerto Rico the bird over and over and over again. I
feel like he feels that they are a foreign country. And they're really not. They're U.S. territory, right? They're territory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, fuck you.
Like, they are United States citizens.
Oh my god.
Like, do you not understand that? Like,
They are a part of the U.S. They are just as much us as us.
well, it's because they are us. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I can't.
I hope that this leads to something that helps get him out. Like, at this point, I would be okay with Pence.
I don't know. It baffles me to a ridiculous
Maybe not
degree.
okay with Pence, but more accepting of Pence.
He's at least an actual politician that knows when to shut up.
And he would probably be out there helping Puerto Rico. Maybe not himself out there helping Puerto Rico, but he would probably be helping Puerto Rico.
Maybe. I don't know. At least not anymore. I don't know.
I don't fucking...
2.
I can't.
Colorado's 2017 marijuana sales reached $1 billion in just 8 months.
This is submitted by Danny Landolf to our news.
Colorado's just rolling in that weed money.
They are now like every single drug dealer ever.
Rolling in money?
Rolling in money. Generally everyone likes to be high on something.
So in this case, they legalized it for sale in 2014. In 2014, they made $700 million. 2015, $996 million. 2016 was $1.313 billion. And they hit $1 billion in 2016 at 10 months. They hit $1 billion this year in 8 months and have just been rolling in the money.
I hear that they put a lot towards education, which is...
by my understanding, it's like basically all of the tax funds that are generated from marijuana sales go towards education. And if you're wondering how much that is, $1 billion in marijuana sales has generated for Colorado $162 million worth of taxes. So
keep telling me these numbers.
If they are putting it towards education, that means $162 million went to education in Colorado so far.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh god, you're so dirty. I love it.
I can tell.
I didn't realize I had something in my pocket until just now.
So, good job, Colorado. Power to you.
Yeah. Power to weed.
Power to weed. I just don't like the way it smells.
I don't like the way you smell.
Thanks, friend. Justin Trudeau told Donald Trump he would block his country's armed forces from buying Boeing aircraft as the United States presses ahead with plans to slap import tariffs on Bombardier aeroplanes. Except
this was submitted.
I'm pretty sure that's pronounced Bombardier, but whatever.
This was submitted by Maxwell Hill to our World News.
So
I don't know. Are you French?
I don't no, I am not French.
French.
I hail from the country that likes to beat up on France all the time.
Oh, America?
Germany. In any case, so here's what happened is that there is a foreign aircraft manufacturer who I'm going to call Bombardier because that's the best that I can manage because I'm stupid white boy American and I totally own that title. In any case, they are selling aircraft for a ridiculously low price. And Boeing, which is an American aircraft manufacturer, and I hope everyone's heard of a Boeing 747, which is, the massive plane that you never actually see.
That's not true.
Have you ever been on a 747? Because I'm always on...
Have I ever been on one? No. Have I ever seen one? Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I always, every time I think it's one, it's always a 737 or a 757, not a 47. Yeah, right? I'm like, yeah, that's big size. And they're like, yeah, that's a 57. I'm like, what the fuck is a 47 then?
You're making me question my reality right now. Fuck you.
Good. In any case, they were getting...
Well, maybe a Boeing 747 never existed and it's just the Mandela effect.
Whoa! In any case, Boeing is upset because they are getting undercut by a foreign country. And Boeing's like, it's because they're getting all these subsidies and tax breaks from Canada and the UK. We should impose high taxes on them if they want to import anything into the U.S. because it shouldn't be that cheap. And the government was going to listen. and it, yeah.
Oh no! What? That's stupid.
American companies love capitalism when it works for them.
When it's not working for them, wow.
How dare they?
goodness.
They're not allowed to have products cheaper than us. You should charge them for them having products cheaper than us.
The only place that's allowed to have products cheaper than us is China.
And that's because they're China. It's probably made out of tinfoil. So, yeah, Boeing was lobbying and almost was successful in getting a 300% tariff on foreign airplanes.
300%?
Yeah.
That's batshit, dude.
Yeah.
That is literally insane.
And during a meeting, Justin Trudeau said, one, that's bullshit. And two, if you do that, we will not buy anything from Boeing. Because Justin Trudeau was like, Boeing's the only one that cares because Boeing's losing money to someone selling a better product for less money. So one, fuck them. Two, fuck them. And three, if you do it, we will not buy anything from America anymore.
And fuck you.
And so, that said, the United States ruled in favor of adding an 80% tariff.
That's not 300%, but it's still pretty bad.
It's still pretty bad. And Trudeau already told Trump that he would not be doing any further government orders from Boeing.
Oh, good. Trudeau is standing in his lovely socks.
Well, and both Justin Trudeau and Theresa May have responded to this, saying that you need to not do this because what you're going to do is you're going to spark a trade war. Because, you're just being a dick because someone is selling something cheaper. Mm-hmm. Which is fucked.
Which, I mean, maybe we shouldn't have elected a businessman.
A biased businessman? Oh, I guess there's no...
God, it's like electing John Weddleton.
Ouch. There's an inside joke that's a pretty low blow.
Yeah.
So, either way, and it amazes me that Boeing was just like, we don't like that. And the government was like, oh, we're sorry. Fuck you. Deal with it. Compete with them. Welcome to,
Build a better airplane.
Welcome to what our country is supposed to be based on, is the competition of capitalism of your business versus mine.
As long as it's an American company.
Whatever.
All right, so I feel legitimately like our government wants nothing more than to be the richest government.
But we're not.
I know.
It's weird.
We have assloads of debt. There are places around the world that don't have debt.
Anyway, let's get into some listener submissions, shall we?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
That is a very appropriate bumper right now. Woman jogger won't stop pooping in front of family house.
This was submitted by OTT2K6 to our iReadit cast.
Yeah! First day with a subreddit, immediately have a submission.
How many subscribers do we have on that subreddit?
4?
That's exciting.
Right? Growth, baby, growth. In any case, so this is happening in Colorado Springs. Police are trying to seek a runner who is consistently pooping in public. And it's on the sidewalks in front of this particular family's house.
What the shit?
Right, oh god damn it.
It's a pun.
Right around the corner of a local Walgreens, over and over and over again for 7 weeks in a row. People have gotten pictures of her doing it and have told her to stop, and she still does. I understand that runners a lot of the time, because of the way that what happens to your body when you're running, once your body's like, oh, you've been running, we have to shit. You need to shit right now. The thing is though, is there's
plan your run better.
No. There is literally a public restroom right across the street from where she keeps shitting.
I want to meet her.
Well, apparently her name is Sherry, according to a spokesman on YouTube. Because
not my mother.
And Charmin has offered her a year's worth of toilet paper if she will turn herself in. And
I really want to meet her. I want to interview her because I think it'd be fun shooting the shit.
Oh, God.
It's a pun.
She has also now been labeled the Mad Pooper.
The Mad Pooper. Oh, God.
And the authorities have been notified, and they're trying to catch her, but it doesn't seem like she goes on her runs at consistent times or consistent days.
It's really funny. She's the one taking the shit, but everyone else around her is butthurt.
It's a pun.
Oh, fuck.
She's also been running into people's backyards and shitting in their backyards. Shitting right to the side of a local Walgreens. People have even put up signs begging her to stop.
Oh my god. I just imagine her just drop trout, getting swifty, shitting on the floor, and like people are just, oh, come on, lady, come on, oh, they just keep walking.
Like... And like when I so I saw this submission, right, and I like looked at it and I was like, is this satire? It was our first story, a joke story. This is by the Washington Post, and like full on backed up by the local news crew.
She's not backed up.
It's a pun.
Damn it, Nathan. Full on backed up by KKTV 11 News in Colorado.
Oh, man. That was just fuel for all these shitty jokes.
You made a pun out of your puns? Are you kidding me? Fuck you, I'm not even giving you a button.
Are you mad about my toilet humor?
It's a pun.
Nathan,
don't TP my house after.
I'm just going to murder you. Although I will say you've gotten me to smile so much that my cheeks hurt, so...
Oh, that's good.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Nathan, what did you guys care? What did you care about in the last 20?
What did you guys?
What did you care about in the last?
Multiple of me.
Well, I mean, you do have lots of personalities. What did you care about in the last 24 hours?
Two things. One, Vikings have now been found to have in some of their funeral clothing embroidered in Sanskrit Allah.
So
there may have been Muslim Vikings.
Neat.
Either that or they really like to be buried in clothes that they stole from people that they've raided. Which could also be a thing.
I imagine Vikings were heavily influenced by the people they raided.
Yeah, no, easily. They probably adopted a shit ton of cultures through force.
Yeah.
Kind of like America.
Yeah, we like to appropriate things.
Yeah. We just don't like, letting them know that we're taking their culture.
No. We'll let them know. We just don't like to be called out on it.
Oh, yeah. The other thing is that we finally have a fucking date for goddamn Megabots.
Oh, yeah, it's next week, right?
Yeah, October 17th.
It's going to be fucking streamed. United States versus Japan. Giant robots, baby.
I'm fucking excited. However, the concept art for our robot looks 100 billion times better than what our robot actually looks like. Our robot looks like doo-doo.
Yeah.
That being said, it still has an eagle head on its shoulder. However, I noticed one very important thing about our robot. In the videos that set up the fight between America and Japan, Japan asked specifically for it to be a hand-to-hand robot fight.
Makes sense, yeah.
No guns whatsoever. The fucking left-hand side of our mech has a giant goddamn cannon mounted on it.
Nice.
So unless we're gonna fucking take that thing off and fight without it, we might get disqualified.
I don't care. Yeah, part of me, because we're Americans, just want to be like, yeah, hand-to-hand combat, fight, and just raise the cannon arm up and just blow the head of their robot off. Do we win?
So I found out a couple things about the Japanese robot.
Okay.
You can buy one.
The big one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can buy one. It comes in pieces. It costs $1 million, and you have to live in Kyoto.
Okay.
Also, I really enjoy how, the Japanese robot really has, the Japanese feel to it. It feels like it's straight out of a fucking anime. And then the American robot looks like it's out of fucking Mech Warrior.
Do you know where this fight is taking place at? Who is moving their robot?
Twitch.tv.
No. The physical location.
I have no idea.
Are we meeting in the middle? Well, that's fucking ocean.
In the fucking ocean? Hell yeah, dude! Make a giant fucking platform out in the middle of the ocean. Make them fight. However, we were just talking about pollution in the ocean, and that is not a good thing.
Yeah, it'd be fine. It'd be fine.
We'll be fine. I feel like we're kind of cheating because our mech is piloted by 2 people, and the Curatus is piloted by 1.
Whatever. Today I learned of a woman who is literally fearless due to a rare genetic condition known as Urbach-Weiss disease that hardened her amygdala, which is the part of the brain responsible for fear response.
This is submitted by Mrs. Ironbad to our Today I Learned.
Yeah, so apparently there's a disease called Urbach-Weiss, and it only affects about a few hundred people worldwide. And what it does is it progressively destroys the amygdala, and that's that small little almond part of your brain. And researchers believe that it is where your fear receptors come from. And this woman is not afraid of anything at all. And like they even ran we want to see if we can figure out how to make you afraid. And so they did all these like things that would normally cause some level of anxiety, fear. She doesn't have any response to them at all whatsoever. Like even had a dude come up to her and put a knife to her throat from behind, and she was like, "Oh, hi." And like she had such a cold response that he let her go because she had.
That's amazing.
And now they're like, we want to see, and she's like, she's like, you want to do tests? Whatever, do more tests. I don't care. I'm not afraid of anything. They managed to get her to experience fear and have a panic attack in a very different way.
That's insane.
Because what they have found,
how does she react? Like she's just cold.
Yeah, there is no reaction whatsoever.
So cool.
And what they've found is that the amygdala seems to be the fear receptor for external influences. So jump scares, fear, threats, etc. None of them work because they are all received from outside. So it is your ears telling your brain to be afraid, your eyes seeing something that your brain then passes through the amygdala to give you the sense of being afraid.
It's what gives you the fight or flight like thing.
Now, they managed to get a fear response out of her and a few other people willing to go through this test by causing an internal fear reaction. The way they did that was essentially locking them in a room and filling the room with CO2 so they started to suffocate.
That is fucked up.
And so, their body went, oh God, I can't breathe, and that sent different types of fear signatures through the brain, so they got scared. They had a panic reaction, whereas anything external, they didn't care.
That's crazy.
Kind of neat, right?
I'm kind of envious, but at the same time, I really like fear.
Fear,
that's why I like horror movies.
Fear is
an
important thing to have.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're probably going to die.
Probably. All right. With that, though, let's get the hell out of here. It is Thursday. That means tomorrow's Friday. It means we got a weekend, and it's going to be great. So, yeah, let's get out of here. Everybody, if you want to help support the show, first thing I'd ask, financially, patreon.com/dailyinternet. Thank you to those of you that already support us. Even at $1 a month, you help keep the show going. Otherwise, follow and share us on any type of media that you can, whether it is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, all of those. Just search for iReadit or look for the handle iReaditCast. Follow us, subscribe to it, share it, whatever. All of that helps us get our views just a little bit farther out there, find some new people, and bring them in and help the show grow. If you want to send stories, you can go to our brand new subreddit, which is our iReaditCast, and submit stories there. And you can also discuss the show there, discuss other topics there. So head and check out the subreddit or send them to us via email, feedback.ireadit@gmail.com, or call and leave us a voicemail at 508-738-2278. You can find me on social media at Schwan Michael and Nathan at Bimmenstein. And that is it, everybody. That is your 366th dose of the internet. You have now a full leap year's worth of episodes. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everyone,
Don't get polluted!
have a good day, everyone.